What is going on, everybody? This is a Spork of Ice and Fire. I am Scott. It is Saturday night, so it's a little different, but the Night of the Seven Kingdoms episode 4 called 7 came out in the wee hours of Friday because the Super Bowl, Go Patriots, are on Sunday, so they put it out early, and what a great episode it was. It's an episode, so this is not just this is not just the most important episode so far. It may be the most important George R.R. Martin episode the show has delivered. It's about, this is the hour about witnesses, oaths, and what happens when honor is forced into public view. The episode follows the book more closely than episode 3 did, which accelerated everything. But it also makes a few deliberate choices that sharpen the drama for TV. And I was pretty much all for it. So tonight we're going to break down episode 4, scene by scene, in exact chronological order, as much as I can, because I forget sometimes what direction they went. We're going to compare book and canon, show and canon, highlight some Easter eggs that might have been in there, and explain why the trial by 7 is the moral center of the entire Dunk and Egg story, at least in this novella. So let's have some debate. Let's enjoy it. If you want to, I might say a couple quotes with pages or chapters. That is because it's mostly coming out of chapter 4 of the Hedge Knight, and that is the 2015 Bantam Omnibus paperback that starts on page 5. So with us tonight, we have Sir Grant the Goy. Sir Grant the Goy.
You look different. Why is your background changed? I don't like change. Fix it.
Change is good. Now we're switching rooms around. I'm going to go back to under the stairs where I used to be. But for now, we're just breaking some stuff down. It's a lot of fun. I feel like my screen is delayed. I don't know if it is, but let me know.
Oh, I just naturally thought that's how you were.
Well, I am a little slow. That is true. And we also have Tina Bojan. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Sorry, I was late joining the crowd. This old lady couldn't find her glasses.
It happens. I couldn't find my heating pad. It's pretty pathetic. I swear I brought it down here. God, I'm getting old. What's up, Sherry? How are you? Good to see you. So just let's go around just generally.
I'll be back in a second, guys.
Okay. Tina, what would you rate this episode?
Out
of 10.
I have to steal from Teresa and say it was 11 out of 10. I think for me it was the single best episode of anything in the Game of Thrones 3 series. I thought it was so well done. The acting on spot. I haven't finished the novella. I've been reading the chapter after I watch an episode.
Right.
So I'm not very good about predicting who and everybody should be and how they should act. But I thought the characters were so amazing to what we've seen of them. And I cannot help but fall in love with Prince Aegon. I want Egg as my grandchild. Oh my God, is he adorable?
The kid is cute.
And so incredibly talented. And my special love for it was the fact that not once, but 2 or 3 times did Dunk cry in this episode.
Yeah, the actor did.
No man shaved, nothing. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with that too. Well, this is where we open, actually. We open with Dunk in the cell, which was, it opens, it almost looks like a starry night with a couple clouds and some stars, but it's actually the ceiling of his cell. And I thought that was kind of interesting because a lot of this, the beginning of this series is about them being underneath the stars and how they're lucky. And now he has a roof over his head, but he's in prison, so he ain't lucky. That wasn't missed on me. I thought that was good. And he's just, awaiting. So last episode, he struck Prince Aerion after he defended Tanzil. I had just an issue how that was done, but I still loved the episode. I just had an issue with it was more him just reacting than him realizing this is going to be my death and then reacting, which he does in the book, but that's fine. He's in prison. It happens. But I gave the show this episode out of 10. I give it a 9, which is really high for me. I think it was fantastic. And at the end, I got some like goosebumps. So let me say that was awesome. Even though I knew what was coming. Like the Red Wedding is one of my favorite episodes of any Game of Thrones. I think that's the closest to 10 ever. The first season is like a 10 to me, but this episode just had that feeling of season 1 or 2 of Game of Thrones where maybe there wasn't action, but it wasn't just dialogue for the sake of dialogue. It was like you had to have this before the main battle, before the end can happen, before certain things happened at the beginning of the episode that shock you at the end if you don't know what's coming. What's up, Liam? Liam gave it a 9 too. Awesome. But yeah, we're in, it's kind of sad. We're in that cell, and he's battered a bit. He's just waiting. An egg comes in, the door opens, and the little princeling comes in. The only difference in how he looked from the book, in the book, he has the Targaryen sigil on his chest, like it's huge. He's wearing black with the red. I actually like this better because he's disgusted with his brother right now. So he wears the black with the red sash. I thought that was a good choice. And that kid for an actor, what's up, Soul? Jonathan, good to see you. That kid for an actor. Wow. Like he comes in all princely, and Dunk's not having it. Dunk's angry. Because he's in danger of losing his life, and he feels like he was deceived by Egg. And
this also goes to the point that I said before when you were adamant that he was never knighted.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that he's so angry at him that he would tell a lie. Like it's core against his principles. I believe 100% that he's not. I think this whole thing of Arlen not knighting him is a ruse. I 100%, and I've said it from day one. He was knighted. He's not lying about that. And this episode proves my point.
Yeah, what? But at the end, it does, because I feel like, at the end we'll have a question because it that moment we'll talk about later. It makes you question that. But I have to say, in the book, there is the writing, and I missed it. How many times I've read the books all the way through 2 or 3 times, going over the first chapter, the first couple pages, like he does say, Sir Arlen said the words. Does it mean I'm, and then he talks about, am I a knight? So go ahead.
I love how the show didn't even pretend whether he was knighted or not. I mean, or at least didn't show it, because as Fossoway Jr., because I can never remember names, Raymun?
Yeah, Steffon.
Oh, no,
Raymun.
Raymun was the one being knighted.
Raymun, the one that gets knighted by the Baratheon.
No, flip that. Steffon gets knighted, I thought.
Oh.
No, Raymun.
Oh, do I screw their names up? Oh, man, I wrote them wrong.
Raymun is the squire.
Oh, man, I always screw that up. Why do I think it's the opposite? Okay, my bad. So, Raymun. Wow, I wrote that wrong in my whole...
Yeah, I mean, the point that they... just having the words be said at that moment, I don't think would have meant as much if we heard or saw Dunk being knighted in the first episode, even in flashbacks. I thought that it was so absolutely moving. And I remember kind of, crying um, as as the scene was happening in the original series and thinking how beautiful it was. But this was just so impactful, where it shows you that, a knight is not just the words, because look at this young man, putting his life on
Okay.
the line.
Hold
and
that.
he's not even,
Please hold
a
that
knight.
thought till we get there,
Yes.
because I want to go chronological, but it is one of the most important. And I'm going to come to you first when we get there, because it is.
She's gonna forget it by then. You know what she's like.
I know that's the
Yeah, I
best
know.
part.
I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl. So, Dunk comes, Egg comes in, he's like, what type of name is Egg for a prince? And he's like, it's Aegon. He's like, how many Aegons have been king? 4, like the conqueror, and he doesn't say any of the rest, because he doesn't say any of the rest. And I don't know if that part's in the book. I don't remember. I didn't have a chance to look if he says, because you have like a spoiler kind of for House of the Dragon for show watchers, if he says the rest.
Mhm.
So that's probably why they didn't throw that in there. But I like how it opens, with just Dunk. And chapter 4 opens in the book. It's like page 75, chapter 4. He said it opens, he had no sword, no horse, and no hope but the truth. And that's what this whole episode is about, is the truth is only the truth is used as a weapon. Okay. You are almost considered in this world guilty by the quickness of who can get their story out. And because Dunk is a solitary person with only a few supporters, the idea is that he is the one in the right, also against a prince, a hedge knight, he's already guilty in the eyes of everybody for the most part. It's like this scene though, let's just talk about it for a minute. Them going back and Egg standing all proud like a prince, and then finally like, I'm sorry, sir, and he like sits down.
Well, he sits down with his legs
Yeah.
up. He's cradling himself, and he's semi-rocking back, and he's all teary.
Yeah.
And he's
just
still
powerful.
calling him. He's still calling him Lord, like
He's yes, sir. He keeps calling him sir.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful. And Dunk, there's the actor, there's a tear or two. He does such a great job, and
it's just nice seeing a kid actor that can actually act.
Oh my god, and really good actor. And then the guy who's playing Dunk, he's doing a great job. Like, and you see that emotional change in him in the cell where he can't be mad with him anymore. He wants to be mad with Egg, but he realizes.
Did you watch
yeah. No, go ahead.
Did you watch the interview afterwards?
No, I didn't.
That was interesting because they shot the scene multiple ways of Dunk being angry the whole way through. And then him being more emotional and forgiving. So I thought it was interesting how it would then made it feel so much more natural, where he is upset and he's angry, but then he sees this is a boy.
Yeah.
And he's not treating him like every other highborn person has. And even though he's not keeping up the ruse anymore, Dunk knows who he is, and he still softens for the boy, which I thought was amazing.
But what does that say about their relationship, their bond now? He knows Egg's a prince. For the chat too, what changes in their relationship the moment Egg's blood matters publicly? That it's he knows now this is a prince. Because at first he, you could tell he felt like he was being like, oh, you were slumming it pretty much. Oh, you wanted to slum with it and you lied to me, but Egg never lied to him, really. He said stable boy. Egg doesn't answer in that episode, the first episode. He doesn't answer. And
he also doesn't come off because, well, I never said I was this. You just like, I like that he didn't try and
Egg knew he was in the wrong.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing that Daemon does. Silence isn't confirmation, but it's not a denial either.
Right.
And I don't think Egg's character changes at all between any of the four episodes, because he doesn't lie other than of omission.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I don't necessarily think that he did lie. He answered the questions as truthfully as he could without revealing too much.
Right.
If Dunk did he even once ask what his last name was?
Nothing. He did say his father was
He said
his mother was dead.
Your father. He says not as well as I should.
Something to that effect, right? And
Yeah.
that's just Dunk assumes they're both orphans. You know,
Right.
he asks him where he's from. You know, and he says King's Landing, and Dunk assumes. You know, but you're right. Egg doesn't use that against him because he still knows the omission was a lie. And that scene, that opening scene was fantastic. And then you realize, you know, the camera leaves Dunk and kind of moves through the tourney grounds and stuff, I believe. And the story's been told already. And in the book, still in beginning of chapter 4, it says they would make a tale of it, and the tales did not need the truth. And that's pretty much sums up this episode. Dunk knows he was not wrong to do what he did as a knight, but that doesn't matter, and everybody else knows it doesn't matter because justice in Westeros, it begins long before judgment. You know, by the time Dunk stands before princes, the verdict is already circulating and it's already thought to be guilt. They're just figuring out how they're gonna, you know, what they're gonna do to him. And that's when I believe the next scene he meets with.
Well, before that scene, I like the end of it. Where as soon as he finds out that that Baylor wants to see him, he's just like, "Oh, I better not. I've already punched one prince. I better not piss off another."
So keep another waiting. Yeah.
It's just like it's just like. Also, with Baylor, I like the fact that now you can notice the fact that they gave the guy an extra contact.
Oh my god, isn't that awesome?
The guy that plays his son,
what is that called again?
Monochromia.
Monochromia.
Yeah. So the guy who plays his son has two different colored eyes. So they wanted to make it as if it was. But for whatever reason, him looking different like that, it makes him stand out as a different Targaryen.
Yeah,
he doesn't. He looks Dornish.
Right.
He has the different colored eyes. I just can't get over the fact that this guy is basically like Otto Hightower. How I imagine Otto would look in the books. That's how I always imagine Otto to look like.
Yeah, he doesn't look like what I imagine Breakspears to look like.
No,
I'm okay with that.
I actually, what's his name? The Laughing. That's who I pictured him to be more of.
If he was clean shaven, yes.
Yeah. That's how I imagine Breakspear.
Yeah, me too. Liquid, that's such a great name. Liquid Sword 29. The Lowborn don't have the last names. And that's right. I didn't even think of that. They just have names. And then Liam, what up? Says Dunk forgives Egg when he says, I just wanted to be a squire. Right about that point. Like, he really doesn't, he has to explain himself. Like, I was supposed to be Darren's squire. Darren was just going to skip it. And all I wanted to squire for someone. And it was kind of emotional that he wanted to squire, you know, he started to respect Dunk. Dunk knows what that feels like because he may be lying about just wanting to be a knight. True.
He's not lying.
I don't know. Now the next scene, is it him going to see Breakspears? Right? It's before he goes to the hearing, right? So Baylor intervenes, you know, and you could tell. Oh, I actually have a picture for this. I'll find it. Which I liked is there's books all out on the table when they meet. So you know Baylor's been like trying to find something to help
something to save Dunk.
Yeah. Because
it's just like, all right, well, now that there's two things that have accused him, they're definitely taking his hand and his leg.
Right.
So like,
no,
and most likely they're probably going to kill him. Because like in the book, he's gonna lose his hand and his leg.
Right.
That's what it was. But I don't know if they specifically say it here, but I feel like he's just going to be executed.
What, in the book?
No, in this.
Oh yeah, well they do say it. They say if it wasn't in the cell, he thought he was going to be executed, but
Mhm.
Baelor spoke up for him, and they were going to most likely have a trial, and it would be his hand and foot. So yeah, there is that moment where he's like, oh, I'm gonna lose my hand or foot. This is great. You know, I have this picture though. I liked, so I'm gonna put this
And
up.
I, not reading the book, I thought that he was going to lose his hand and his foot because he struck Aerion and
Those
hit
are the
him.
ones. Those are the ones that
Yes.
Those are the ones that dared to touch the dragon.
And I like this scene because right now he's still acting princely and he's above Dunk. And it's not till he sits down, and no matter what, he's going to be not equal to, but below Dunk, where they get true with each other. And I thought that was kind of neat. And the outfit the kids were wearing is pretty cool.
Mhm.
It is definitely cool. I had the picture of them at the table. I'm sorry. I can't find it. It's a great picture too, because it kind of shows what I was going to say. But yeah, you could tell Breakspears in that scene when he's brought to him that he's been searching for like how to help him.
Yeah, and I think this episode more than anything, unlike some of the other ones, especially like for the book readers, the seeds for the Blackfire Rebellion are really strong in so much stuff. More so now, like obviously it wasn't when it was written because they didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually going to be the Bright Flames that were going to be the Tangent family.
Mm-hmm.
But like, how much of what's going on is being like pushed underline and everything? It's crazy to think like. But I just like I think this scene he nails. Like he's just like, dude, just shut up, listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want you to live.
I want you
It's
to
just
live.
like, and the fact of the matter, I think in this scene it shows that he actually gives more of a shit about his nephew than his father does about his son.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know, he
Is it
cares.
just that Aegon is so unimportant to Maekar because he's the fourth son? He has so many.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I think
matter.
Magar's just sick that any of this is happening. He's just pissed, at least in the show.
Okay.
Because when we get to the scene where, okay, so they're talking here and he's explaining to him the only thing you have, if you don't want to lose your hand or foot, is a trial by combat. All knights have that opportunity.
Mhm.
And I think he realizes they're not going to expect you to come out with that, because in that scene, he says when he's brought in front of everyone, well, before that, in the book, it says Sir Duncan struck a prince, but he struck him in defense of the helpless. And that's Baylor saying that. That gives Dunk his option not to just be killed on sight.
Well, it's also a clever thing from the perspective of Baylor, because what he's doing is he knows that that Aerion is not going to fight him. So therefore, he's going to pick another champion to do it, which would make him look weak.
Right, and his father wouldn't have that. Magar,
and his father, yeah. And because what's he going to pick? He's not going to pick Darren the Drunkard.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's he going to pick? His father to do it, like,
mm-hmm.
or he does it, and there's a good chance that either he loses or at least gets severely injured.
Yeah.
So he's out of the picture. Like,
right.
It's a very political move what he's doing, but he's also doing it to save Dunk. But there is a lot of benefit from him making Dunk do the trial by combat.
Yeah. What's up, Teresa? Hey, Teresa, we're going to be on everybody. We're going to be on Tuesday night. We're just going to do more of a Tuesday night's going to be the season so far, what we liked, anything we didn't like, which is very few. And then what to expect next episode, right? Because there's 2 more.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
And then
so there's the big important battle episode, and then
it's always
the
the
aftermath.
penultimate or whatever they call it. It's always the one before the last, which is the craziest.
Yeah, the next one is when he breaks through the dragon pit and kills a bunch of small folk.
It's so true. So true. So yeah. So when they bring Duncan, in the book, it's not that, and in the show too, it's not that he struck hit somebody. It's not that Aerion was hurting somebody. It was that he struck royal blood. They don't care that he was defending an innocent.
You've got a new member.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Hold on. Do.
Oh, wrong button.
The wrong button would be that one. So Jim is a new member.
Jim Watari.
Thank you, Jim. That is awesome. I really appreciate it. And he came in at the spoon level. So thank you so much, Jim.
Good lad.
Welcome. Wow, that's awesome. I'm not used to somebody becoming a member by themselves. Usually it's a gifted thing. So that's so great. Thank you. Yeah, so we get back to we're at, he walks in and it's a table it's Baelor dead center because he is the crown prince. All the Targaryens to, Dunk's right. And then, the Lord of the house and his steward plumber to the left.
I love how it's shot like it's just an immediate cut and we're expecting action to happen, but he just sits there staring for like 15, 20 seconds.
Mhm.
And they're all just looking at him and he's just like, tribal combat.
Yeah, it is good.
It's almost like it's a question.
Yeah, and you get Aerion, or I'm sorry, Breakspears just gives him like a quick wink, like good job. Like I do what I tell you to do.
Yeah,
and
that was that nod of the head. Not enough of you to get Makar's attention.
Yeah,
that this was plotted.
He's like, good boy. Who's a good boy? Yes, you are.
Exactly.
I do like before this, doesn't he? Like, I'm sorry, before this, when Breakspears like is asking him, does he say it like, "Are you a good knight?" Or
how good of a knight are you?
How good of a knight are you? And Dunk takes it as, how he presents himself, his vows. But what Breakspears is talking about is, can you handle yourself with a sword, with a shield? Like, can you take on Aerion?
But
so
that's Dunk's naivety of what a knight is, and that's also what I think that initial question is what also makes Breakspear do what he does later on.
Yeah,
when
totally.
he's just like, I asked him if, and most people will be like, yeah, I can fight. I'm doing this one. He's just like, no, I'm honorable. Yeah.
And
it's like, dude, that's not what I was asking.
Right.
But the fact that that's what you think is like
right away, which is, I think he likes that, but he's like, okay, we don't have time for this, but I do appreciate that that's what you thought, I like
did Darren lie just because he's afraid of his father?
Yes, because
he's a
brother
loser,
disappear.
He's the oldest.
He let his brother disappear. His father would probably scold him, maybe hit him or something like that. But it goes to show you how little he thought of this man's life. Like, I just don't want to get in trouble with my dad because I did let my brother just, go off. What up?
Well, worse than that, they're going to take his wineskin off him.
Yeah, that's true. They're
going to circumcise him?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, there's a lot of Moilers back then, so yeah. You can tell they're the ones that have really sharp teeth.
Miss Smart Muse brings up a good point, and we'll get to, I'll star this one. We'll come back to that because I do wonder.
Real
what
quick,
did you think?
Before we get too deep, is there a new episode that I missed?
It was last night.
I got to go.
Okay.
Sorry, I did not. I thought it came on Sundays.
No, because of the Super Bowl, they put it out.
Because of Super Bowl.
Fucking how the fuck was I supposed to know that?
It came out like Friday morning, actually, at like 3 a.m.
Yes, go watch it. We'll see you in 33 minutes.
Yeah.
Is it short? I can't because I got to.
It is short, but it's so good.
Watch it with Shredder, the girlfriend.
You don't have to, but you can just pretend that you did.
Solid. All right, bye guys.
All right. You slacking, Matt. Yeah. So I demand trial by and that's exactly how he says it too in the book.
So I think that's hilarious. Matt got so excited when he realized there's another episode. He's just like, "What? Really? Yes."
I wish I had a shame bell. This would have been perfect. Yeah, that's not the shame bell, but shame. That was for Matt. Yeah, there's no bravado, nothing. He's just a hedge knight throwing out the only thing he could say to get a little bit of justice. Any type of justice. Trial by combat. I demand a trial by combat. But Aerion plays the fool. He's like, no, I don't want to. And his father, that's Maegor's just like great in this scene. I'm sorry. He's just so aggravated any of this is happening.
Maegor's like, how do I have 4 sons and all of them are daughters?
Yeah.
That's his mentality of it. He's just like, because he's within himself, he's one of the best knights out there, one of the best fighters out there.
Mm-hmm. We missed a big thing. I'm sorry. I think it happened in the scene with
that was in episode 2, the big thing.
No. Yeah, that was big. That was quite terrifying, actually. No, what I was talking about is that when they first see Baelor, Breakspears, when Egg is there, and also Dunk, he gets upset with Egg. He's like, "Why didn't you come to me?" And he's like, "I had no time."
He should have come to me instead.
Like he's like, you knew what would happen if he did this, and he's like, did you really want your brother dead? And Egg starts just explaining.
He's like, yeah,
like,
that's why I did it. Like, but it's like you're also in that case you're also throwing away Dunk's life. Do you care so little for him to do that? And it was just like Egg's like, well, oh shit, yeah,
but like he explains how he used to come into his bedroom often with a knife and put it between his legs and threaten to cut
that was explained later on. That's with Darren.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a sad scene too. But yeah, I liked how Breakspears did that. So yeah, then Aerion finally brings up, I want a trial of 7. I always thought it was but of 7. And his father's like, what the fuck is that? Like Maegor doesn't even know what it is. It's such an ancient thing. Now, I guess the last one happened 100 years prior. I was going to look it up before the show, but I don't remember who did the last trial by 7.
Maegor, wasn't it?
Well, I know Maegor did it against the Knights,
against the
Faith Militant, right? And he was the only survivor, if I'm correct. But yeah, that's the only one I know. But that was way more than 100 years.
Technically, what happened with that one shouldn't have gone ahead because he only had 6. And then there was the farmer guy that come in and stepped in with Maegor. And then he was the first one. He died like the first blow was him getting killed. Yeah.
Like that, which is pretty sad.
But he wasn't a knight.
Right.
So.
But Maegor had to do what Maegor had to do.
Yeah.
One of the greatest kings Westerosi history.
He did nothing wrong.
He did nothing wrong. Well, there was a couple things he did wrong, but for the most part, he did nothing wrong. He had to do what he had to do. But yeah, so he demands the trial of 7.
Jaehaerys poisoned him.
The only one who knows what that is Breakspears. Because Breakspears...
who's currently the king at this stage?
Darren.
And is that...
Breakspears' dad.
Breakspears' dad, okay. So, which is weird because usually in these sort of scenarios, it's the second son that is the more... one that knows about history and diplomatic and all that sort of stuff. It's the reverse.
Yeah, that is true. But he sees knowledge as power against your enemies. So he would be the one who would know this just in case it ever came up. And Maegor's just disgusted. First, he's disgusted that his son said no. And he's like, you're going to dishonor yourself, And then when he calls this, he's like, oh, God, what are we doing? But Dunk has to accept, and Aerion at that moment believes he's got him. No way anybody's going to go against him, the prince. And that brings us.
Problem was he didn't count about Beesbury and that awesome freaking mustache.
Oh, dude, what a mustache!
Dude, the more and more they bring the Beesburys into it, they're like one of my favorite houses. Hands down. Like,
they stand up against the crown every time.
Well, dude, I mean, especially like I can't wait for that in the next season of House of the Dragon.
Right.
They have to bring that in, like, because that's a huge thing. Because they still think he's alive.
Right. Right. Oh, right. I forgot they think he's still alive because no one told them. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, because they think he's in the Black Cells.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. No one said that he died. They said they arrested him. And they killed all those people in the. Anyways, that's a different show. But what comes next? It's the Fossoways, right? Before Dunk sees the blacksmith, or is it the blacksmith?
So he goes back to the horses, and Raymun's there.
That's
and then
right.
you get your first bro hug.
Huge bro hug.
Yeah.
You know, and I love Raymun, who I've been calling Steffon the whole season. Raymun's great. And then Raymun takes him, you know, what are we going to do? You got to run. They'll kill me if they catch me. And Raymun's like, they're going to kill you anyways. And they go into the tent where his cousin is, and they discuss, you know, Dunk's ready to give up. This is the crazy, and they do it really well in the show. Dunk is ready to give up, and Steffon Fossoway is the one who gives him hope.
That's what I don't like. I thought they were changing it. I was just like, holy shit! Like, okay, so, and I'm like, okay, so they're gonna go. So Steffon's not the one that changes, and I'm like, so maybe I'm like, fuck, is it gonna be a laughing storm? No, he's not gonna be the one that goes different.
Right.
I'm like, oh, maybe it's fucking one-eyed, the priest guy. Maybe he goes to the other side
or whatever. Yeah,
yeah. And I'm trying to think. I'm like, who? But no, like, but because he convinced him, it was like,
yeah.
And he was so sincere about it. Like, I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, I believed it.
I knew it was going to happen, and then as just like you just said, I was like, maybe they changed it. You know, maybe they changed it, but they didn't. And we'll get to that. But yeah, in this moment,
but he's rotten at the core.
Steffon is his only hope. He speaks warmly to Dunk. He praises his courage and assures them that good men will step forward if they, you know, to fight on his side. For that moment, until the turning actually happens, he finally thinks he has a genuine knight as an ally. You know, he's not just offering support. You know, he's offering hope, and that's the big point right there. He thinks he's offering hope, and he says a bunch of names he can get. You know, I think he said one of the Lannisters, Lyonel, a couple others.
It's funny because he also said the Lannister that was beaten in the joust as well.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Like...
Right, he did. So, you know, Dunk has a little faith, and he's like, you know, and then he goes and takes that walk, and he goes into the tent where the mummers were, where Tinsel, what's her name again? Tazel,
the tall tart.
Yeah, the tall chick. Where she performed, and he picks up the head of the fool, right? Because it mirrors Dunk in a way. Not that Dunk's dumb, but what's the fool's name again? I'm forgetting it because I keep wanting to say
Lancel. Fucking.
It's not Don, because Dantos is the one in the.
Yeah, but it's the reason you're thinking Dantos is because Sansa. Sansa's the one that telling the story, the song to the Hound.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. See, that she could have played Nettles. Since I would have been happy with that casting for her as Nettles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. What the hell is his name though?
Don? No, I
because I keep thinking him.
It's Florian or
Florian the
Florian
the Fool. So, and there's a bit of that in Dunk. You know, Florian was not a true knight. He wasn't a lord, but he was a knight. You know, in the histories.
Like Florian, I wonder if he kills a dragon.
You know, and true. And then you have like the idea that he defended this young woman. So he's looking at it, probably seeing himself in this beheaded mannequin, and in comes the armorer, which is, oh God, what's his name? No, I just blanked. Someone in the chat will tell us. Sorry, guys, I don't memorize everything, but he tells him she's gone. I mean, they left, dude. They didn't pick up their puppets, the mirror shield.
Well, I mean, she, in all fairness, she couldn't. Her fingers are broken.
Yeah,
so.
well, she has one good hand. They just skipped town. But
we don't know that. We
yeah, Pate. Steely Pate. Yes. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Mrs. Martin Muse. Steely Pate.
Steely Pate. That's right. Yeah.
I always thought Steely Pate was like one of the ones in the main series. That name seems so familiar.
To me, that just sounds like a 70s rock group.
There's another
and up
Pate.
next is Steely Pate. You know?
Well, yeah, right. There's another Pate in the main story, and I can't remember who that is. But
it's weird as it is. I like the fact that he's not a 5'4" goblin. Essentially,
right.
You know, like I think there's something that's this version of this character. I could see him being nice to Dunk.
Yeah,
I'd never get the other one doing, you know.
Yeah, Dunk crying. Yeah, that was rough in that scene. You know, just by himself, just, you know, with Pate. I'm not by himself, but with Pate, and he's like, you know, he doesn't think he can do it. He looks at the shield, which Pate reinforced, which was awesome, and he's like, oh, it's like
it's nighttime, everything's falling down. It's like, yeah, but the elm, it
right.
grows up.
The sun
it's
is
strong.
set.
Like,
yeah. The sun is
and I'm just
setting.
like, you're a blacksmith, not a fucking poet. What the hell?
It was pretty cool that he said that. He said the oak tree, look, it's green like summer leaves. You know, and he offers him that.
It's growing upwards. It's always rising, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah. And which is nice about this, after everything happened, the only thing the blacksmith could do to offer Dunk help was to make that shield stronger and to charge him.
I can overcharge him an entire copper.
Yeah, a tire copper, which is what he threw at Egg in the first episode, and Egg didn't even pick up. You know, that was his way of saying, I'm on your side. Yeah, for a copper.
Well, dude, you know he's on his side because during the 7, he walks out with him.
Yeah.
He's there.
Yeah, which was cool.
Yeah, so like the armor is there. So I like the fact that I never even thought, like, do armorers go there if a helmet gets dinged? Can he just quickly, you know, bang it out and throw it back on them?
Yeah, like in A Knight's Tale.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so.
Oh yeah, the female armor, who puts a Nike swoosh on his armor. Yeah,
just do it.
Yeah. So in the book, around page 83, 84 in chapter 4, it says a knight's arms were his name, and his name was all he owned. You know, so like for him to have this shield, and literally would have probably fallen apart after the first lance hit. It's now twice, you know, it's twice as heavy, but it's sturdy, like Dunk. And I thought that was great.
Just like Dunk's burden.
Yep.
And then you get
true. I'm sorry. Another thing is, this is the only unconditional support Dunk gets for the trial by 7. Everybody else has a reason they want to do it. You know what I mean? There is a reason behind everybody else. Even Baylor.
How dare you blaspheme Beesbury's name? He's there because he's a good man.
Yeah, he wants to get payback. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, smash the like button, please. Share the stream. It's a off night, but we're still having a good time. Brian says, I'm surprised they didn't hire a dwarf for Dunk and say his title, Dunk the Tall, was a joke name. You never know. This show actually is a sport.
If it was made by Amazon, they would have.
Yeah, exactly. If it was made by the House of the Dragon people, it might have been even that. This Parker, who's the showrunner, I really think, at least for now, before executives get involved for season 2, he truly respects George's source material and tries, like this episode tries its best to keep it where it is. So
I don't know of an episode that is almost directly off the page. Any of the stuff that was added into this was stuff that was that enhanced stuff that was already there. But I don't know of another episode that is as close to being a chapter as this one is.
Season 1 of Game of Thrones is the closest.
Even then, they took a lot of liberties.
Well, they did because they didn't have the. Yeah, you're right. I think season 1 there was a couple episodes very, very close. But for anything we've seen in the past, 10 years, definitely this is the closest we've gotten, which is great. And then I don't know if I missed Daron because that was the scene with Daron before.
This is the next thing. So what happens is afterwards when Pate leaves, Daron comes in with Egg.
Yep. And the best
dude,
part,
I love the look on. He picks him up by the neck and just throws him on the table.
Dude.
Like
he lands him on the table with a knife to his throat.
He's almost more angry at him for lying than Aaron.
So I mean, he gets angry at people for lying. Like that's not someone who's a liar themselves. He's not doing it out of any form of hypocrisy. Like it's something that he's fundamentally against.
Right. That's why his greatest lie is what kills him inside.
It doesn't though, because you're full of it.
Yep. And his name, Darren the Drunker, and we learn why in this scene. And you could tell he is definitely withdrawing.
Dude, he
looked like he really was.
This scene contextualized everything about it. He's seen his death. He's seen his family's death. He knows, as he said, because when he said the line is like, everything that I see in my dreams has come true. Yeah.
Has. Not, everything has, my dreams come true.
That's what he says. He says, I know I'm going to hell.
I think he says,
also, I didn't realize they had a concept of hell in Westeros.
Yeah, me either. I don't know which gods he's talking about that has a hell.
Yeah.
But what I do like is what he says. I think the exact quote is, unlike other men's dreams, or like unlike your dreams, mine come true. And
mine have always come true. Like in other words, he's dreamt stuff that's already happened consistently, and you see it because he even looks at him and he says, "I don't want to die tomorrow."
Right. And I do love that.
And he's like, just give me a little tap on the head, please.
He says, my dad's making me, like I'll make myself look good on the first pass and then I'll take a fall, which was kind of funny. And I do like when Dunk comes off of him, Raymun Fossoway's like his face is just priceless. Like, what did you just do? And he's like, well, they can't kill me twice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Such a good scene.
I like that we haven't seen Dunk in a fight scene yet or anything like that, but the 2 times we've seen him do it, we've seen the explosive power that he has when it comes to his actions. So it's going to be really
strong. Oh, yeah, man, you're going to see his strength next week. But while they're talking outside, he's like, I dreamt of you. I dreamt of a great fire and a dragon that blocked out the sky falling atop of you, but you were alive.
I'll be back in a little bit, guys. I've just got to go do something. I'll be back.
You were alive and it was dead. Now, in the book, the fire part was not in his dream. They added that. And I kind of didn't like that they added it because it changes what that dream's about in a way.
Because I originally thought that the dream was going to be solely about him dreaming his own death.
Right.
Instead of bringing anything up with Summerhall.
Right. The Summerhall part needs to stay out of it. But even that, like, I dream a great dragon that blocks out the sky. Is he a dragon that blocks out the sky? I don't think so. Daron. Mm-hmm. Is Aerion one? No. So it kind of gives you like an idea of this massive dragon, who that could be. And I'm, I know we do spoilers, but I won't spoil it yet. And I believe the next scene after that was we get to the the fighting grounds, right? We get to the tourney grounds. And Dunk, he's starting to look the part of a knight. At first when he's walking around, he just has that coat that they put, under the chainmail and stuff, but he looks the part of a knight. He's getting ready. And he comes in on horseback. Grant was correct. Steely Pate's with him, Egg's with him, and he's nervous. Like, where are my guys? Do I have anybody? Will Steffon come through? And then all of a sudden he looks over and there's 4 guys with him or on his side. And it was Robin Risling, Humphrey Harding, who has a broken leg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was so cool.
That was cool. Lyonel Baratheon. So wait a minute, was it only those 3? I thought there was one more. Lyonel Baratheon.
Beesbury.
Oh yeah, Beesbury. Yeah, I'm sorry. Was it Humphrey Beesbury?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I had that backwards.
2 Humphreys.
I thought it was Humphrey Harding. Oh no, you're right.
They're both named Humphrey.
Yeah, one's on each team.
I'll be back in like 10 minutes, but I cannot believe for the second time this stream you disrespected the Beesburys. How can you forget? Oh my god!
Beesbury is on the side of Dunk, right? He's on Dunk's side.
Yeah, he's the guy with the glorious moustache.
Okay, yeah, and the broken leg. Okay. Oh, real quick. Whoa, we got super chats or memberships. All right, thank you for that, Mr. Brian McCann, gifting 5 Sporking News memberships. I'm going to read this. Splash, splash. The dark becomes light. Waves crash on rocks. They walk like men, throwing nets on people by the shore, pulled down into the depth. The water turns red as they feast on their catch. He loves the deep ones, okay? If that was the religion of choice for anyone, Brian McCann would pick the Drowned Gods people 100 times over. But yes, he just gave Impertius. Oh, what's up, dude? Yeah, gave him a membership. Welcome him. Floral. From under a rock. What's up, man? Why aren't you guys talking in the chat? It would be nice to see you guys. Blast Static is in there. Subhuman 84 truckers that keep driving, my friend. And Griffin Dior. What a great name. Thank you, guys. You are all now members because of Brian McCann. But this is when we get to the scene where we find out there's been some shenanigans. Shenanigans, people. So, Dunk's like, oh, thank Steffon got you guys. And Lionel's like, what do you mean Steffon didn't? No, it was your squire that brought us. So unbeknownst to Dunk, Egg has been running around trying to get help for him. So let's, think about that. Even though Steffon said, don't worry, I will get your supporters. Egg didn't just say, okay, no, Egg took it upon himself to go for it and find people to support Dunk, even if he got extras. Yeah, mm-hmm. I thought that was kind of it shows how much Egg respects and loves Dunk and doesn't want to see him die.
Now, if Egg is the one who went to everyone,
mm-hmm.
then, did Steffon just happen to tell one person and the rumor got to Maekar? With the whole idea of the fact, it's like, how there's a background of stuff that happened to basically say, before that Steffon could recruit anyone, he was
mm-hmm.
talked out of it by the bribe, basically.
That's the thing. So he wasn't talked out of it. Okay. In the book, it's kind of implied he may not have. It might have caught wind of it, right? And that's when Aerion went to him. But in the show, it seemed like he just used that knowledge, like saying, I will fight on your side, but he used it so that he can go to Aerion and say, look, I told him I'm going to get all his knights. You give me a lordship and we'll screw this guy over. Because if you think about Aerion comes marching in so proudly with only 5 guys with him. There was only 6 of them.
Yeah.
And, including Dunk, he only sees 4. And when he sees Steffon, come up to him, he's like, oh, this is great. Okay, thank you. And he's like, yeah, by the way, I'm fighting for Aerion. And it's just a gut punch to Dunk and to his cousin Raymun. And this has repercussions in this is a Westerosi moment. Oh, there she is. Thank God you're coming on because you have some good stuff you're saying. What's up, Teresa?
Oh, I'm good. I am completely ridiculous. You said 8:00. I forgot.
Oh,
you're on a different time thing. So, but I was able to make it after all. So
awesome.
Yes, as you see, I changed my house. I am now Teresa of House Baylor. I know it doesn't exist, but I just created it.
That's beautiful.
The memes and the gifs from the women have been really funny, and I'm like, I completely relate. And I know maybe some dudes are out there going, "What is it with these women?" And it's like,
I love
him. Well, you love him. We would love him.
Yeah, I'll be one of your concubines. I'd be fine with that, right?
I would share him with 600 women. I would not be jealous if I just got one night with that man. I digress.
Yeah. So in the book too, he, it's, if I'm correct, Steffon approaches Dunk or Aerion. He doesn't. It's not like he even thinks about helping Dunk. He's just using this, and it's the same in the show. I think it's a little bit more ambiguous in the book, but he went to Aerion.
So is it just Raymun that had the major hatred for the Targaryens? Then
No.
I mean, I got the impression it was like their entire house was thrilled.
Yeah, but a quote from the book, chapter 4, I think around page 84, it says about Steffon's ambition. He wanted honor, but he wanted land more. So it did, to him, it was like a no. There, it just, this guy's gonna die anyways. Why would I side with him? I'm just gonna get something out of this, and to get a lordship, I mean, that is pretty huge. But this is the moment, right, Teresa, when history changes, because his cousin Raymun is disgusted, and you see it in the show. He just throws his helm at him, but this breaks the houses. So they are the red-appled Fossoways, but this becomes, when he becomes knighted, Raymun creates the green apple Fossoways.
Correct. He runs away while some other drama is going on. It's like, sorry. I had to get this painted. So he must have found a painter real fast to change his apple. And that creates a whole different line of Fossoways in this. That's all the way to
Sweet.
Yeah. So we've got the douches and we've got the greens. And I think it's really cool that the green now matches the green of Dunk's shield. Oh my gosh. Green.
Oh yeah.
A dream of spring, a dream of hope, summer, good things to come, that we are the truly honorable ones.
Yeah.
Not those other.
And what I found beautiful in that moment was Raymun just immediately goes for Dunk. Mm-hmm. He's like, I have to like, just knight me. So you think about it. I said that, out of anybody, I think also, well, I guess it's because of his cousin's dishonor, he's doing it, but he is ready to, put his life on the line for Dunk because he's so disgusted on what Steffon did.
Yeah.
And Raymun.
Oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead, please.
I'm just saying about being a true knight. And I wanted to point out, they showed this in the show when Lannister was like, I don't know who this Steffon is. Like, who is this Steffon? In the book, as Steffon is going away, all the other defenders are staring at him with contemptuous eyes. So he just made an ass of himself in front of the heads of how many houses, including the Laughing Storm. So he thinks he's being badass, and he doesn't just realize, dude, you weren't dissing Dunk here.
Yeah.
You were dissing yourself. You just disgraced yourself in front of all these powerful people. It was like someone bragging that they finally get to be at the cool kids table and not realizing they're just making a jackass of themselves.
Yeah. And he does it so publicly, so it's like, it's just, you got the second most powerful house at this tourney, which is Baratheon, you know, and you just left his side in crossing Dunk, lying to him. And it takes something out of Dunk because he was that hope, and then he crushed him by saying, I'm switching sides. And that's why I think Raymun reacts so quickly. What were you going to say, Tina?
I was wondering, I noticed that obviously when, the Targaryens marched into the arena or whatever we're calling the place where the
tourney ground,
thank you, that they were celebrating that. So my question is do we look at the small folk as they're just excited by the pageantry, or they're like, we better clap for the princes? I
think a little bit of both. Because like they are,
or do they go, well, those Targaryens are just nasty rulers, and we don't like them, just like the lords and the other houses don't like them.
Well, let's think about this. And a real quick thank you to Soul Assassin for everything you're doing in here, putting people's links. So make sure you guys are checking out everybody else's channel. Something you think about, they hate Aerion. I mean, they actually tried to attack him the day before because of what they did to their own, lord's son, breaking his leg, which he's hardcore for getting on that horse to fight. But I think, yeah, you're right. It's just the moment, the pageantry, like they're just ready for something to happen. I don't think it's because they're rooting for them, but this scene, and we'll get to that because there is a moment when Dunk's on his horse that kind of does that. But this is the scene that makes you question, right? Does Dunk not want to knight him because he feels like it's a lie if he knights him, or does he not want to knight him because he may die and he's doing this, does he doesn't want to knight his friend, his probably only real, other than, I would say his only real friend, because even though the Laughing Storm is friendly with him, this guy's kind of at his level. He was a squire. So what do you guys think? Is it because of the lie that he's not actually a knight and he maybe not know the words that well? Or is it that he, doesn't want to see his friend, or both, want to see his friend, throw his life away? Either or.
When I read the novel, I read all three of them together. To me, it was clear as day that he was not truly knighted, that he was lying. That was the one lie that he had told. Because even when they're saying to him, well, we're united, and he's like, well, yeah, he like said some words. And then in the second book, there's also another moment where he's just very hesitant. So I think that this is part of where he does not want this guy to be living part of his lie. I mean, it's like
right.
It's almost the equivalent of, how do I say this? Maybe like when you're getting married, and like this happened in the Bible, actually, where you get married to the wrong person. You think you're getting married to one person, you get married to another. It's like, actually, you're not married, or it turns out like it was a bigamist, so you're not really married. It's like you're lying about this ceremony, and so that he would not be. And I know Gregory disagrees with me, but it just seems to me that he really was not knighted, but I believe that it was implied that it was the intention of him to do so, because and that I think it's very poignant that the one lie that Dunk has said is that he was made a knight. He had gone through the ceremony, but the theme is he's more a knight than all of them put together, because a knight is what is in your heart. It is not what comes from a ceremony.
I'm with you on that too. I think that once again, like Brianna Tarth, and Dunk, the people that are, and even Florian the Fool, the people that not just lowborn, but may not actually be knights, are the most knightly. In a world where people do not respect vows. They say vows, but they don't always respect them. You see that in the Night's Watch, the King's Guard. you know, like these people that say their vows, but the vows aren't held. Dunk is his only lie in any of the books is that he's a knight, but you know, in reality he's not, but everything else he does is knightly. And I think that's important. You know, and I do love Raymun, you know, when he's talking to Dunk in the books, like, you know, he says to Dunk, I will not serve a knight, because he is Steffon's, you know, squire. He says, I will not serve a knight who would sell a man's life for land. You know, he's visibly repulsed by what he does. Hold on one second. We got a super chat. Oh, Brian McKim with throwing some more bucks out. He says for $2, Dunk is actually still a squire and not a knight. And Dunk is saved in this moment by the Laughing Storm, who says what the actual knight's oath is. And I got what the show versions is, because I don't think in any of the books, and I might be wrong, that we get the whole oath told to us. George has never given us the whole oath, but in the show, while Dunk is, you know, trying to figure out what to do, you hear Lyonel say, in the name of the warrior, I charge you to be brave. In the name of the father, I charge you to be just. In the name of the mother, I charge you to defend the young and innocent. In the name of the maid, I charge you to protect all women. In the name of the smith, I charge you to be strong. In the name of the crone, I charge you to be wise. And yet no one knows what the strangers in the name of the stranger would be. But two of these is what Dunk did. In the name of the mother and in the name of the maid. And it's kind of funny that it's both the female aspects that Dunk respected and defended, and all these chivalrous knights only follow the father and the warrior and the smith. Strong, maybe just in their own ways, and bravery. But when it comes to the mother defending the young and the innocent, and the maid defend all women, they don't follow that. They don't think that's, you know, important enough to side with Dunk.
May I come in here? If I heard you correctly, I think you said that Duncan only did 2 of those that were.
Oh, no. I mean, no, Dunk did them all. But the 2 that Dunk did to defend a woman and the innocent, these other men think is a joke.
These other men did not do. Yeah, because I was about ready to say, because he has been. You're right. Okay, I had my thoughts here, and then I was like, okay, I think he said it differently. Yeah, but it is because he was brave. Everything Duncan has done has been brave so far. He's been just. He was just to Egg with his apology and all of that stuff. And well,
he's strong. Maybe not in his own way. He does follow the crone. He is wise in his own way.
Yeah. And it was done just so as in the book where you only get to in the name of the pardon, and the maiden, I charge you to protect all women. I love the way they did it in the show, where first of all, can we appreciate slow-mo? Second of all, the way Lyonel didn't just pick up his sword to do it. He did like a wrist,
like that.
And a flourish and an up and a down, and he twisted it one more time like he was like conducting an orchestra.
Yep.
And suddenly he was deadly serious.
Yeah.
I love that. So even the jokester, even the the Laughing Storm, we know he laughs while he fights, but I don't know if they're going to do that in the show. But
God, I hope.
He's been a drunkard. He's been a funny guy. He doesn't take anything seriously, but boom, it was like he changed on a dime.
Yeah.
So he is a true knight.
Yes. And I loved that moment too. I was going to bring that up, and I'm glad you did. It just how we've never seen him really serious. You know, he might have like at that one point when him and Dunk are talking, and Dunk's like, I don't know what to do. And he just like, whatever, and walks away. There's like a hint of it, but this is like, he really turns it on. Like this is not a joke. This is a vow. This is an honor to be one. And I also think that's a little bit with Dunk, why he didn't want to do it, because it's not like a reward he's giving someone. It's a massive responsibility to become a knight. And in some ways, Dunk is still doubting himself as a knight. So how could he knight someone if he's doubting himself? Even if he could have pretended that he was and knighted him, but it's not just that he's not a knight. He's still questioning his own, like, am I good enough to be a knight? So how can I, knight somebody else? I like that, Soul. In the name of Spork, I call thee a dummy.
Okay, I'm back. I have a few things to say.
I knew you would. Go for it, buddy.
Teresa, you stabbed me so. Like, I cannot believe you. You waited for me not to be here, and you uttered the words that Dunk was not knighted. Oh,
I did.
How could you do it?
It was. Well, I did. It's true. I did. I'm not stabbing you. It's just, it's the truth. I'm sorry. I think all of the evidence is there.
All the evidence. He's so worried about knighting Fossoway, yet he goes on and knights a king, and he's fine with that. I mean, that's the evidence that we're going with.
Yeah, but by then it's a little different.
Why, Elisha? If he lied then, the lie would be even worse.
It's not about the lie in this moment. I don't think. He's still questioning himself.
That's what he said. What makes a knight? He's questioning his value as a knight, not whether or not he was knighted. Everything that you're saying
he wasn't,
says that he's talking about him not being knighted. He's talking about the virtues and the values of being a knight.
I'm with you on that. I get that.
He even says Arlen said the word. He said the words.
Yeah.
No, he said he was stumbling over it as he was saying it. He was like, Arlen said some words. It's very, very ambiguous when he says those lines. Yes, the words are on the page. Arlen said some words, but he's like, Arlen said some words over me while he did it. So it came across as very, maybe not when he's talking to Baelor. It's like he can't lie. I mean, Baelor has it right in his eyes where he's looking down at him. And to me, I think it is still ambiguous enough. Like, I'm not going to hate you for believing what you believe there, Gregory, but I firmly believe that there is just too much evidence written in there. There is not a line, there's not a syllable in there that George R. R. Martin does not make clear. And I think the reason why he doesn't make it clear is because of what I was saying earlier, and that perhaps we have something which we call baptism by blood in church. Like, for example, it's like if you desire to be a Christian, but you don't have a time to, say the words or get baptized and stuff. But let's say you die in the name of Christ, that it's called being baptized by blood. I would say that the stuff about the king and all that, I don't want to go in too much into detail here, but if that is so, and he was not truly knighted properly, he became a knight in this Battle of the Seven. That was his baptism by blood.
Yeah, I agree. That's when he believes it after that. Because of it, it's the responsibility, and we won't talk about what happens in it in the aftermath, but the responsibility of what happens, I think, makes him realize he has to be a knight. Now, I do like that scene where he's.
But that's what I'm saying. You're saying there is no evidence to say that he wasn't, but there is no evidence either way. But you're making the foregone conclusion that it is. That's the point.
Dunk is our evidence. The way he talks about it, man. Well, look, let's table that for Tuesday when we go rehash the season.
But I think you made a good point there, Gregory. I mean, I have said that there is enough interpretation if that's how you feel.
That's where you read it,
but that I personally feel that there's just too many times that he put it in there for it to not be there. But there's also a reason he didn't come out and say the words either, which makes it a good work.
I also think it's the heart of this story, Duncan Egg. Like, it's one of the hearts of it. Like, being something, becoming that thing that you're not. But it also, what I liked in that scene too is, Dunk's hesitation, because he's questioning himself. But Lyonel,
I feel like he's hesitating to do that because that's literally his only bro. That's his mate.
I get
and he doesn't want him to die for it. If at anything else, at least he gets to survive.
I get
he can take care of it.
I could see that. But what I do like in that moment is how Lyonel does not doubt. He becomes so serious because he does not question his own legitimacy as a knight. he knows these words. He knows how important these words are, and he's going to say it. And it also shows us that, once again, outside of royal court, without the septon and all this stuff, this is how a knighting could be. So yes, Dunk could have been knighted. I doubt that he was, but I do have a question for the panel and for what's up, Ninja. I have a question for the chat, and you guys, Tina, maybe start with you because we haven't heard you in a bit. Did Lyonel do Dunk a kindness by taking over, or steal a moment that Dunk needed to claim for himself without knowing? Did he do him a kindness saying, I'll knight him, you go, get 2 more knights? Or was it a moment that Dunk needed to claim? I don't know.
I think that that Baratheon did what Dunk was unable to do, and not because he wasn't a knight, he couldn't knight another knight, but because
thank you, Tina.
He didn't want Raymun, another young man, to die for him.
Also, dude, what an honor of all people! Like, he's getting knighted by like that's the biggest flex. Like, he could have got knighted by Dunk. Yeah, obviously Dunk. We know what he goes on to do, but at that point,
but he's also knighted by Lyonel Baratheon. Even what happens with them in the future, Dunk and Lyonel, like, just being able to go around. That's like Jaime being like, the sword of the morning knighted me. Sir Arthur Dane knighted me. Like, that's a big flex. Yeah, I'm with you on that. So yeah.
Also, sorry, just to touch back on what you said earlier, I also like that when Raymun threw the thing at him, it split the apple in half. It's the easiest way to describe it. When Raymun threw the helmet at him, that put the biggest divide between that family.
Oh yeah.
And it's I mean, it's something that's still in effect today in the modern stuff. So like, yeah. One man's bit of greed for a bit of land, and it changes the entire, structure of a family.
And I still love that quote.
Yet people call this series low stakes.
Yeah, no. Who has called it low stakes? This series
Gary
is
Moore constantly say, dude, it makes me laugh.
It's
low stakes. It's grounded. I'm like, it's not. It's
the Hedge Knight book is one of the pivotal moments in Westerosi history. One of the most pivotal moments. So I mean, I could see why they say it, but I don't think it's low stakes. I mean, it's massive stakes. Maybe just it's on the, it's not high court. It's not grand maesters. It's not magic. It's not, it's mostly about the smaller folk, not small folk, but the smaller folk, the hedge knights, the squires. But it is still one of the most pivotal moments next to the Dance with Dragons. You have, this tourney, and then you have, Robert's Rebellion and the conquest. Like, there's these 4 major moments in Westerosi history that changes it forever, and this will change it forever because of what happens at the end. But yeah. So that was a cool scene with Lyonel. What do you think, Teresa? Did he steal the moment? I don't know if you said so or not.
You mean did
Lyonel steal like that moment from Dunk that he needed? Or do you think it was a kindness that Dunk needed at that moment? Because he did have to find 2 more knights.
Well, what happened was, this was in the show and in the book. Actually, what happened was a horn called summoning him. So he was saved by the horn.
That's right. I'm sorry.
And then he's like, "Oh, you got to go. I'll take care of this." Yeah.
And it's such a great, moment. Dunk gets on his horse, and rides and starts speaking. He looks at the small folk first, and then he rides up to the stands, but then he rides back closer to the small folk so they can hear him. And I don't know if he did that unconsciously, or he made that decision that so the small folk could hear what he's saying, but he is calling for knights to stand for, justice. And I didn't like, this is the only part I didn't like. And they always have to have the shit poop fart thing. But that's one of the Brackens. and he's the big dude who stands up and farts, and that's his answer. But he actually has an answer in the book, and I have the quote, and I don't know what I did with it. So
Like,
you guys,
I know
I'm
not.
team Blackwood now.
right? What did you say? I know you not, right?
Yeah,
It's something
he was
to
like,
that
I know
effect.
your cause. He says, my cause is just. And he says, that might be so, but I know you not, or almost words exactly to that effect. So, to be fair, I can understand that point of view. Like anyone can make a pretty speech, but all people know is that this guy laid hands on the grandson of the king. If for any reason, that's stupid.
Right. Right. And it upsets me that they took that moment away, because it would have gave us at least some of the nights that, hey man, I'm sorry this is going on for you, but I am not going to risk my life for you because I don't have a clue who you or this Arlen of Pennytree was. But he does talk about, go ahead.
That's why I didn't like this whole, bodily function humor throughout the series is one of the things that pulls me out of it. Because immediately when the camera opened up on Dunk at the beginning of the episode, I went, is he sitting in the privy? Jesus Christ.
I thought he was shitting too.
Yep.
I did.
Oh.
I hope they fix that for next season, because it's like, I get, okay, that first episode, it's like we're shitting on this, glorious Game of Thrones and all this. This is down in the dirt. But like, okay, we had enough. Like, I didn't need to see a baby holding an apple in the second scene with Arlen. You know what I mean? Like, but James, I'm sorry, Ginger Ninja. Oh my God. Ninja. I can't say. James
didn't have to go hard R on that one.
Yeah, I went a little hard on that. The artist, formerly known, he didn't steal it. He stepped in when Dunk hesitated and needed help, in my opinion. And you're right. It was that the horn blew too. The last few seasons of Game of Thrones were completely shit too. Yeah. And Sir Dunk.
Yes, Brian, you are correct.
Yep. He's 6'11", almost 7 feet tall. And the actor's like 6'4" or 5 or something like that. So Dunk is, talking about Sir Arlen, how he, taught him the vows and what a knight is. And they all just laugh at him after the fart. And then all of a sudden.
Okay, my question with that whole fart thing, all of a sudden, does that just go, you know what? I'm on the Blackwood side now.
Yeah,
fuck the Brackens.
And it kind of pisses me off a little bit. Like, that's why I couldn't give the show a 10, is because of that moment. That moment.
Also, the guy didn't look like a fucking mountain man.
He looked like a wildling. Yeah.
Yeah.
The wildling does.
Yeah, he's a Bracken. He would have been wearing like, his sigil and a doublet or whatever you call it. Like, I didn't understand that either. He's a big man, he's huge, but we
know he's a Bracken because it was specified in the book. There was nothing to give it that intention in the series. Or
people were saying it in the crowd. You had to listen to it. I had the subtitle on. People were like, "Oh, look, it's the Bracken."
Yeah,
but, blink and you missed it.
Yeah, it was one. I think I looked at it on the in the afterwards. What do you call it? Oh my God, Scott. Anyways, the cast. So that Dunk, that kind of fires Dunk up, and he screams. Are there any true knights? And it's such.
I almost wish they wouldn't have included "Are there any true knights" in any of the commercials for the series, because they
took away from them.
Exactly. Yeah, it could have been so much more powerful.
Yeah, you're right. But he didn't. Right. Even though they farted, he didn't stop his speech. He recovered from the fart and continued his appeal to the masses, which was good. But it did, for a split second, like you said, it took me out of it. And the doors open and in comes dun dun dun. Dun, dun. No, please do it. Please do it.
Well, I love first of all, they didn't do it. They were like going thunk, thunk, and they just did the interval bum. Dude. And at first you didn't know that that's what it was, and it zooms in on his faces, and he takes off his helmet, and
it
there he is.
Yep, it is.
And then the music, bum, bah, da, 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 and then he goes, "I will stand with," or whatever. Dun, dun, da, da, da. I mean, I went nuts. I was alone with the dog.
I got chills. I got chills.
I knew it was going to be, but when he comes in, I'm just like, that's the other armor.
That's his son's armor.
That's his son's armor. And I'm like, oh no. And I had that moment where I'm like, oh God.
Too.
And I'm like,
you have to think about it. Why would he have his own armor? He's going to attorney that he's kind of proceeding over because he's the crown prince.
That's true. As a more senior man, he wouldn't have been looking for glory.
There would be no reason for him to have his armor.
And I do appreciate one thing when he says that he will fight for Sir Duncan. He's the sassiest bitch out there doing. If he had longer hair, it would have flicked everywhere. He flicks his head back. I'm doing it.
Oh, I know. I've seen that too. Yeah, that's a meme as well. Yeah, everyone's going on. That's how awesome he is, and
he is great. He's great, and
can't wait for him to be king.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna be a great king.
Well, here's the thing, though, that the fact that he is wearing his son's armor is going to be a factor in something. I mean, just so many things happen. Now, I was talking about this with Stieg earlier, that it's almost as though this was all meant to be. It's like an invisible hand was moving chess pieces around and into the result that was supposed to happen. And I think they're going to go into that in the final episode. Where
stop meddling with my show.
Yeah, so you think it was the Blood Raven?
Well, Blood Raven, God, good spirits, whatever it is. It's just something that's out there. The universe. Oh my gosh!
Fate.
Oh, sorry.
What just happened?
Oh,
cat? Was it a cat?
A dog. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was just sitting there talking about invisible spirits and good spirits and all that, and then I was like, sorry, I got to go run get some holy water. It'll be a minute. But in any case, no. But what the universe, whatever it is that believe that you believe in good. Like, in other words, this was not like meddling and stuff. Like. And I don't know if I'm giving George Martin's vision of this or not. Maybe he has a completely different vision of this. But to me, it just always seems like everything happens in the world of ice and fire as it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. It's fate, right?
Yeah. Fate, you can call it fate. You can call it predestination. You can call it maybe meddling from, as you said, all of the whatever the Raven thing and all that I don't understand from the books because I haven't really read the main books.
It's probably Alice Rivers. She controls everything.
Oh yes. Oh, I forgot. Yes, of course.
She was the seer / barkeep. Oh, we didn't know that when we were on our last episode. Yeah, the barkeep was the seer. So the lady in the first season or first episode played the seer. Was the barkeep the same character as the seer, or did they just give the lady who was the barkeep that role thinking no one would have noticed? What do you guys think about that?
I just assumed that Daeron paid her to go do that.
That's a good point, because it's almost the same thing that she said to Egg, that Daeron, because it kind of did. I like that idea because it bothered me that Daeron talked about the fire. Because like in the book, he just talks about the large dragon falling on top of Dunk, but Dunk being the one that lives and the dragon dies. And if you've seen what happens,
the only two people that have mentioned that have been those two, and they were in the same scene together. Technically, he was living under her roof.
Okay, I didn't think about that. All right, well, hold on 1 second. I just want to check something out here. So we get that scene. So on Dunk's team, we have our 7. We have Sir Lyonel Baratheon, Sir Humphrey Harding, Sir Humphrey Beesbury, Sir Robin Risling, the mad guy, which I love. Raymun Fossoway, and Prince Baelor Targaryen, the heir to the Iron Throne. I hope he does a good job. And then we have on Aerion's team, we have Aerion, his father Maekar, his brother Daeron, right? I just lost it. His brother Daeron, Lucas Is it Lucas Inchfield? Is he on his team? We also have Steffon Fossoway on his team. Something happened here. I just had it up and it disappeared on me. Here, let me try that. Sorry, guys. I'm just I had the notes, but it had something wrong on it, so I'm just double checking. For some reason,
I don't care what happens during the battle, but if I don't get at least 10 apple puns during it, I'm going to riot.
you got to have something.
Yeah.
So you have Aerion, Prince Maekar, Prince Daron. That's right. The three Kingsguard. So you have Sir Donald, Sir Roland, and I don't think we've met Sir William Wilde yet, and Steffon Fossoway. So that's that team. I forgot about the Kingsguard. I don't know why I thought Lucas Inchfield was on that team. That is not correct. But it's set up, and I loved how they slowed, thank God, because they've been rushing it a little bit. Still, I think they rushed Egg's reveal and a couple other things, but like this episode was needed to bring the stakes of this trial by a trial of 7 to make us ready for what's going to happen next.
When was Egg's reveal in the book? How far into it?
Oh God. It was wasn't it
because this in the TV series it's smack bang at halfway.
Right, but it's the Tansel part, I think, but I don't know. One of you guys remember? Teresa or
for whatever reason, I feel like it happened earlier in the books than the TV series, but I might be wrong.
No, it's not earlier.
So it's in the second half of the book, definitely.
I believe so.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second and I'll have that answer. Thank God for the internet. So Egg is revealed to be Prince Aegon Targaryen at the end of I said it in the Hedge Knight.
Type in the word book.
I know, you have to put book. Egg is revealed as Prince Aegon Targaryen during a confrontation in a novella. This revelation occurs when he intervenes to save Dunk from the punishment after he saves Tansel. But I don't know, it feels like maybe it's just because it was like the 3rd episode. So they kind of rushed the beginning of the story that made me feel that. Because in a way, I think you could have made this more than 1 season, but because you only have 6 episodes. I think you could have made it 12. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It was just as long as it was meant to be. I think if they had added to it, they would have it would have diluted it. Once it's all over, I'm planning to watch it straight through as though it's a movie, and I think it will work very well.
Yeah,
well, I'm gonna do an edit. I'm gonna turn it into a 2-hour movie.
William Wallace. Oh man, that's funny.
I'm hoping to get a good take to watch the first 4 episodes again with me tomorrow. Because he hasn't seen any of them yet, and he was kind of listening as I was watching it in the car on our way out today, and he's like, "This is some good stuff," and I'm not even seeing what's on the screen.
It's
so
fantastic.
now I've kind of converted him a little. So
it's so good. What are you saying? Good point. Was it me? But I want to say this has given built my faith back up. Even after season 1 of House of the Dragon, I wouldn't have said that. But this story just seems like they're not going to screw it up next season. It just seems like they're so screw the message. This is about, we finally have, a lowborn guy who steps up to in the biggest moment. He actually steps up and, survives, becomes what he's meant to be. It just, and when the Game of Thrones theme kicked in, like you were saying, Teresa, Ginger Ninja says it, I got chills. I got goosebumps. I was like, the first time in so long, anything on HBO's A Song of Ice and Fire series got me going. Like, I was like, I can't wait for next week. Like,
Yep.
I was just, I was ready.
Like, this is the true Game of Thrones. Now, I'm not going to pull any thoughts or any hopes that, oh, they're going to retcon it, go that whole weird stuff that's going on with Star Wars. No, I know that it's not, but I will take this because I really feel like this is pure Song of Ice and Fire. This is the way it was meant to be. And that's, I think, why we got so excited. We noticed that. And people are attracted to a damned good story. And, and not just that. When is the last time that you have seen a story, first of all, that was mainly all white men and where most of them are good? Yeah.
They have their flaws, but they're still good men. They make the right decision.
There hasn't been one derogatory comment, not one person that has ever put down oh, this is what happens when men are princes. Like, no one sat and crapped all over Prince Baelor and humiliated him. None of that stuff. It's good, and we need
season 2, Teresa.
Masculine...
It'll happen at season 2.
Oh well, I'm sure it will, or maybe it won't. I don't know. And maybe I am just totally on a total different planet right now. But maybe George R. R. Martin, if you're listening to this, and I know you're not, but if you are, we're ready for good stuff. Get those fucking books written because we will read them and we will love them. Get off your blog. Realize that true, authentic story, your story, we want, we love, and we will support you. Do it.
Yeah. It's so true. He may be questioning, if his, is my book good enough? Can I actually do this? If he puts what he has put into the others, and I think I just feel like George, it's not just all the external stuff. It's almost like he doesn't know if he can complete it with what the expectations are. And screw the expectations. Just write what you think how A Song of Ice and Fire should end. And we will debate it. Some will hate it. Some will love it. Who cares? I just want what he wants to write on paper. And I will read it with all the utmost respect it deserves.
Yes.
Wouldn't you rather, I would think, not being rich and famous myself, but I would think that you would want to go down in history as the man who wrote his story and that millions of people debated than the man who just copped out.
Yeah.
Yep. Amen.
Does he not worry about his legacy at all? To
me, not in this one.
I don't understand. Does he not think of his legacy at all? Because it will always be known as the guy who didn't finish, A Song of Ice and Fire. And it sucks. Because don't get me wrong, I would love to have another couple Dunk and Egg novellas, but it doesn't mean nearly as much to me as getting a conclusion to something I put so much of my, last 20 years into.
Yeah. Well, and think about it too. Leading up to this series, even though I loved the book, I was just like, meh, whatever. I mean, there was no hype leading up to this. And now look, it has exploded. Guess what? Because he surprised us with his story.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. So do it. I mean, and look, not one dragon. All those stupid idiots that think, oh, you just wanted dragons. You wanted this. No, we didn't want dragons. We don't care about the dragons. You don't have to have CGI. I don't even know if there's been any CGI in this. If there is, it's maybe a few backgrounds, but I don't think so. We need the story.
The shitting.
The shitting probably was. Hey,
probably was the only thing. I don't know if that was practical.
Though I don't know.
The horse one was. They weren't even expected. The fact that the horse looked straight at the camera and then did it.
Well, there you are. No
I
new
like-
stories in 17
I like
years,
these two. Jim,
Well-
who's one of my new channel members, real quick, he says, no new stories in 17 years. Well, no, we got, well, yeah, I see what kind of what you mean, but half of Dance with the Dragons was new when we got it. The other half was from leftover from the other book. And Zach says to you, Teresa, the entire book can be describing food, and we will love it.
Yep. And get Hollywood out of your stupid head. Whatever Wormtongue is whispering in your ears, get out of it.
Mhm. Oh
Yeah.
man, I have to say real quick, the Critical Drinker had a new video just talking about why he thinks in the movies, the final charge in Helm's Deep is the greatest scene in that movie, fight scene. And I agree with him. I love that scene. You know, when they ride out of the door and then all of a sudden look in the sun and there's Gandalf. Like, we need more of that. Like, it doesn't have to be all that CGI. It just has to have that moment of tension. Like, we have to also be bought into it. We have to have some skin in the game. Like, because like next episode to me, like it's not the tension that lies in the fight to come, but all the decisions that brought them to this fight and like why people chose which side they're on and why I'm rooting for some. Like Darren, I don't want to see Darren get hurt because, you know, he's just, you could tell in this episode, like how, you know, when he's detoxing, he doesn't have liquor in him and how, you know, in pain he is from his dreams. Like, he's not a bad guy. He is just, you know, cursed with his dreams.
I hate how they keep humanizing these people that I hated in the stories.
Mhm.
Like they did it with Viserys. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
I wasn't interested in hearing anything about Viserys, and in the moment that he was no longer in the series, it was worse for wear.
Yeah. The Wingus Dingus.
That's what makes me worried about season 2.
Oh, me too. What's up, man? I haven't seen you in a bit. Exactly how I feel too. Write something authentic to George's vision. Write what he believes it should be. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Just finish it, and you'll still be considered in the top echelon of fantasy writers.
Well, that's why I think Ira is a good choice because he's an actual fanboy.
Yeah, Ira Parker, huge fanboy.
Yeah. Oh, you can tell he's a total nerd. He was totally beaten up in the locker room and had his head flushed in the toilet. I don't care.
Like think about what he wants to do with this series. He's reported, he said in an interview, he wants to do 12 seasons, 4 now, wait a few years, do 4 when Egg's a little bit older, wait even more years, 4 when he's old enough to be the king. Like, that's someone who really wants to. I will buy in all of it. I will be so happy to wait that many years for a 5th season.
The only thing that I think they can do to improve what they're doing is get Sapocnik back in just to shoot a couple of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he did the battle one, I think that would be great.
Right. It's good to see you, Andy.
Except if it's at night.
Yeah.
Andy says, sorry, I wasn't around for some times. I died, went to hell, escaped. Now I'm back. I missed you guys. Well, we are glad you were back. No matter what it was, I hope you're good and everyone you love is good.
I get it. That's why he's named Zombie.
Yeah, we believe in resurrection here, like Gandalf the White.
Yeah. You know.
Or that other guy with the long hair. What's his name? Dumbledore.
What I like in the book towards the end of chapter 4, like page 86 or 87 in that version, they just go, and it's, even though we're already there, I just love the morrow will decide it. Like, I'm ready for this fight to come.
And the gods will decide it.
Yep.
And in a way, that's where I'm thinking it's almost like the power of good or the power of the universe. You know, do they really believe that the gods are the one that's going to quote unquote decide it? Or is that, you know, an appeal to just the way life is, just the way fate works, and just, you know, things that are mysteries that we can never quite put a definition to, but we know is true and is there.
That's a good way of putting it.
You know,
Wow,
but you're
that's a real
welcome.
good way of putting it. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
now I have a line though. Oh, I have a line that I've been saving for a long time. Okay. George, finish it the way you know Prince Baelor always finished it with his wife.
you. Woohoo. On the chest.
Finish it on the chest.
Oh, no, not on the chest. No,
Oh.
no. Look at all the bait. No, he never finished on the chest. Not only did he finish it where it was supposed to finish, he finished her first because he is an unselfish man. No, every single time.
That's funny. Oh man.
I think he's got enough to do both.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's that much of a man, but no, he's spreading that seed right in where it's supposed to be in holy ground.
I think you're mistaken. I think the fact that he could finish on a chest and still get her pregnant.
But that's how awesome he is. His sperm like flies. Oh wait, okay,
that's great.
Wait. We better wait. Let's just forget I just said it.
Yeah. No, the best part is
let's keep going on about the air sperm.
No.
I like what Zach says here. Think about like Dunk's about to get hit and it's going to end him, and Arya comes out of the sky from nowhere and stabs whoever, like Aerion. I like that. Yeah, that sounds about good. No,
I actually said, okay, I didn't defend myself. No, they were all the ones that kept talking about finishing on the chest. I kept saying, no, he finished where it was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, and even if it happened, then it would magically happen. But even so, no, he knew right where it was, all the parts fit in the. Oh, wait, never mind. All right, I digress because I had a really great point about the power of good and that universe. But you know what? I think the reason why all the women
distracted by the sperm.
The reason why all the women were making so many thirsty memes about Baelor, that just also goes to show you make great male characters that dudes want to be like, and women want men to be like. We are attracted to those kind of men. Like, we don't need to have all these effeminate, weirdo, whatever kind of girly men, soy boys. No, we want men. They don't have to be good looking, but we need men that are honorable. That's what turns on a woman, and then the attractiveness comes later. Men, it's the other way around often. But what I'm saying is, you make a show with good, strong men. Lord of the Rings was the same way, that it will bring men to it, and they will bring their man thing to it, and women it'll bring to us, and that is why
their man thing.
Well, no, you know what I mean. What men like. Oh gosh, yeah, that was great. But you know what I'm trying to say is what appeals to us, and like
is honor.
It's yes, it's honor. A man that keeps his vows. That is hot to women. Take note, Sporking. Okay, I'm just saying.
I'm writing that down. I know what my issue is now.
I've never seen a woman justify so much that she enjoys the idea of an air sprogging on a woman's chest, but trying to find a nice way around it.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's okay to say that. Yet you like it. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. You were the one that brought it up. I only believe sex goes one way. Sorry, I'm very traditional that way.
More women should be like you. I think a cool thing is what you're saying too is, they have been showing us a lot of these like femboys, to, as the male of any show or movie, but we also don't need like the muscle bound, guy who like is just like don't get me wrong.
The Mountain.
I kind of want him, but Henry Cavill, we don't need him to be just like look perfect like him. But if a man is, written correctly, honorable, even has flaws that he's overcoming to show bravery. Yeah, it's men can side with that and respect that. Women could want that. I agree with you. And this episode was really good for that. You see that in Dunk, even in Little Egg. You see it in Raymun Fossoway. You see it in Baelor. Because this whole episode's not about fighting and combat. It's about who chooses to be seen. When being quiet would be the safer thing, or sticking to loyalties would be easier. I don't know. When I don't know, the cost of standing, like, for what's right is made clear. Like these guys decided this is the right, except for Lyonel, who just wants to be in a combat. He says, at least, I just want to be in something that's hasn't happened in over 100 years. But everybody else is there for a reason. Even if they're choosing revenge, they chose the side of good because they realize that even if they're getting their revenge on Aerion, it's because he gave them that opportunity to choose the side of right. You know, like you have not Beesbury, but the other Raymun, or Humphrey Harding. You know, like he wants payback for his broken leg, but he also knows he's on the right side to do that. So I think it's just been such a good series so far. And we have a super chat. Zombie box reviews for £2. So that's more than $2, I think. Andy says, here's your biggest super chat of the year. Actually, it is not. Jane Theory dropped a 50 bomb last week. And some super, like last week was crazy. But Andy, $2 is big in my heart. So thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I'm really glad to see you're back too. We haven't seen you in a while. Brian says, all the cold weather, hot hands help get people through the cold. I don't know what you mean by that, but it sounds kind of dirty. We have like,
is that cold hands is like an arch nemesis?
Hot hands. I know here we have like we had about 13 inches of snow, so I would say a Sir Arlen of snow already on the ground from 2 weeks ago, and we just got another like 4 or 5 inches today. Like we're having a real winter. Winter has come. So you don't think Timothy Chalamet would make a good Aegon the Conqueror? No.
No.
And it's not even, he's a good actor, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't come off as strong to me as a like Aegon the Conqueror is a pretty dude, but he's also a powerful man. Like you need someone like Henry Cavill. Zombie box, $10 super sticker. He's trying to make up for it. You don't have to, buddy, but thank you. $10 super chat or super sticker. That is.
It's pounds. That's proper monies.
Yeah, that's proper money. It's a pair saying thank you. No, thank you, zombie.
Well, and there's a time and a place for, like, say, a Timothy Chalamet. I thought that he was a very good Laurie from Little Women.
Oh,
a teenage boy. See, and that's the problem, is where they're trying to force them upon us in places and genres it's not supposed to be, or not even having men be. Because, like, look what they're doing with House of the Dragon. The way that they're trying to make it so much all about the women that they're actually taking away from the women. They're making the women weaker, and they've definitely made the men weaker. I mean, they totally castrated. I mean, when you try to castrate Matt Smith, there's something wrong with you.
Daemon, first of all, Daemon Targaryen should be feared. You know what I mean? And he comes off that second season like a bitch. And then you even have in this one of the last episodes of season 2, you have Alicent and Rhaenyra meeting. Okay, but they literally say, you know, the history books won't remember you, you know, as a good woman. You know, like, so they're trying to say that the maesters who wrote the histories just hated women and made them look bad. No, it's because you were ready to sell your sons off like death to save your daughter and your grandchildren. That's not.
I mean, and what
cool.
is the benefit of trying to make Alicent and Rhaenyra respectable or even likable characters?
Right.
Then you know what? Then do the story of Aegon the Conqueror. Let's have Spasenia and Rhaenys.
Yeah.
Let's have, you want a beautiful love story? Let's do Jaehaerys and Alysanne.
Yeah. I mean, if you, the way they would do, not Ira Parker, but the way that things have gone the last 10 years, they would do the Conqueror as, it wasn't his decision to conquer Westeros. It was his sister's. And he just came along for the ride, you know, because the patriarchy.
The patriarchy.
Brian's clarifying hand warmer packs. I was passing them out so people working outdoors didn't suffer too bad. That was really nice of you, because me being a diabetes, having type 2 diabetes, my hands freeze now. I have to have hand warmers if I'm out there too long, and I work outside, so it sucks. Yeah.
No, that was a really. I'm sorry. I just wanted to.
No, please.
I just wanted to simp for Tina or bad take Bojan. That was a really good point. What we're simping. I mean, I you can tell that this is bringing out the passion in me, because art should uplift you, and I mean, it sounds like it's done it for everyone. Like people in the chat saying how, getting chills just thinking about it. I rewatched that last scene like I don't know how many times.
So
the
good.
Internet's exploding. Everyone's talking. I told my mom, we gotta watch it. We gotta watch it, because she wasn't sure because of the accents. But I said, I'll help you with the accents, but most of them are Irish. I said, he's Irish, so you'll get it. But it was just like, it's something that everyone needs to watch. Again, I've said it once, I said it twice, I'm going to say it one more time. It's the power of good. That good is in this world. And yes, good doesn't always necessarily seem to win, because things happen. But you know what? Crap things happen to good people, but it's worth choosing the good anyways. How you finish, and this time I'm not trying to make there is
just keeps happening to you, though.
About the theology of the body another day, but how you finish is more important than where you arrive.
Right.
Also, you say then where you finish, which is usually on the chest.
And
I got to head off, buddy.
All right, buddy. Thank you for being here, and we're gonna
No worries, mate.
wrap
See
up
you later.
soon. Anyways, we'll see you Tuesday.
Bye.
Something. It's not just good. It's also the idea that when put in a situation, that they decide to do the right thing. It's not just the good of it. It's like true what bravery is. There's that overcoming the fear and doing the right thing in spite of it. We don't see that as much anymore from white male characters.
Yeah.
Or male characters in general. It's always given to the women now, who are made more masculine for some reason.
Which is what we don't like either. As a woman, I don't want to watch that. The idea of also a vow, how much that is important. And, we said already that the solemnity with which the fool, the laughing, the joker was doing the knighting ceremony, and the idea of keeping true to your vows, like this is what a knight's supposed to be. That's what Baylor said. And it reminded me of one of the parts that gives me chills. I think it was season 3 in Game of Thrones, when those black, not black knights, the black brothers, whatever the hell they're called, the Night's Watch guys.
The Night's Watch, yeah.
Yeah, when they knew they were going to die, but they had to stop this thing, and they decided to get their courage. They recited their vows. Their vows,
right. That one scene where his friend is Gren, I think, who was just, a lowborn guy who kills the last giant in the gate through the wall.
Yeah, that was where it was. Yeah.
Like it's one of those moments where these lowborn guys who aren't saying they're knights, they're thieves and this and that, or sold off, and they end up at the Night's Watch. They believe in that vow, maybe not before, but in that moment when they know they are the watchers on the wall, man, that's powerful. And that, I think that's what I meant. It's like these people that don't want to do it, but they step up to the moment, and that creates moments on TVs and movies that we'll never forget. We'll talk about, and I hope this is one of those seasons. And yes, Mad, it was a banger of an episode. It truly was. It got me up until this episode. I've been hopeful. It got me I believe again. What's up, Mad?
Yo, that was good. So good.
Oh, just wait till the next episode. Oh my God.
That one's going to be so good. But yeah, what did you really enjoy? Give us a quick.
I loved the up until the guy farted. I
Yeah.
loved that they were taking it as serious because it was you know what I mean? When it started, they didn't do some dumb joke like they've done in every
So
episode
happy about that.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the context of what was going on, the fart, okay, it made sense that this guy would do it.
Yeah.
I was like, come on.
I don't know if you heard us, but that guy's a Bracken. He's like this big figure. And when that happens in the book, his response, like Teresa said earlier, to Dunk was, like, what was it again, Teresa? I'm going to screw it up.
Oh, well, he said, Dunk was like, my cause is just. And he's like, well, that may be so, but I don't know you, boy.
Right.
It's like
instead of that, he farts, but like, he says something that shows that not all those knights are assholes. It's just that, look, man, I'm not going to give up my life. Chance that I die. Right. I don't know you.
It is your cause, not mine. I know you not, boy. That's what he said. That's
I feel bad for the kid that got knighted. I'm like, man.
Oh yeah, Fossoway. Oh
yeah.
Oh boy. I'm like,
how hardcore was that though? He didn't even like skip a beat. He turned and went directly for Dunk. It was just like, knight me.
Yeah.
Because my cousin's an asshole.
Yeah.
And I want to be on your team. Like, that was awesome.
I can't figure out if I like that dude's armor or not with all the apples. I'm like, it looks cool, but it's also kind of gay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This is a big moment in their house too. Like, the idea that he does this changes the Fossoway line forever, the lineage. Mm-hmm. So it was a cool moment. They did it justice, and I just have a really good feeling they're going to nail next episode. Is going to be awesome. And I guess somebody tweeted out, Grant said Desperu, alt shifts buddy Gladius. I guess they got the whole season early. He said this next episode is just will blow people away.
Is a banger.
Oh, that's
banger.
10 hankies at the end. I know it. I know what the last scene is going to be.
I'm worried about the apple cousin. I don't know his name. I don't know these names.
Raymond.
Raymun's the young one.
Yeah, apple cousin. I'm worried about him.
Yeah,
and I'm worried about the little what is it? Not Baratheon.
Baratheon, Lyonel Baratheon.
Yeah. He looks so tiny with his armor on. He looks.
I know, and he's not.
Yeah, he's super skinny.
He's like Lyonel Baratheon is almost. Yeah, it's the actor, right?
Yeah, of course, right.
Because Lyonel Baratheon's almost the size of Dunk.
I feel so bad for it. Like, I'm like, oh no, I hope you have some red, not red, venom. What was it? Versus the viper, the red viper in him.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he can do some flip, but you're gonna be on a horse. You can't do flippies and shit on a
horse.
He's
He's a warrior, man.
Is he? Okay,
I'll just say that.
Like, really episode when he was dancing with Dunk about the fact that he's quick on his feet, he's quite flexible, and
it shows us Dunk is quick on his feet too. I said that after that episode. They call him the Laughing Storm. This might help you because during battle with people, he laughs. Like he just loves to fight. So they call him the Laughing Storm because he's known on battlefields to people could hear him laughing as he's killing people. So
but I get you about Raymun because the total bravery of what he said, because I mean, he really is a little guy. Not only he's small, he doesn't have even half the training of anybody. Mm-hmm. I mean, if there's one person that should die, it is definitely him. But he, as you said, he didn't even hesitate. He just went down his knee, knight me.
Yep.
It's like, so that's also a man that maybe when he got a few years on him, I would also screw.
Okay. So. Yeah.
He's a little too young right now. He might be illegal, but he's too young. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know your type now. Bravery. Yeah. So guys, be brave. Yeah, it's one of the best scenes though.
And I'm realizing that I'm officially old, even before the momentous birthday coming, because Baylor's the hottest one in the whole show.
Damn right. Damn right.
It's so funny because they didn't nail the character like looks, but he is my now he is my Baylor. Like Baylor's, granted, they always age everybody up, so Baylor's, I think, maybe late 20s, early 30s, maybe in his 30s. And he's like clean shaven, Mediterranean looking. But they did. I mean, it's pretty good. It's definitely Mr. H told me to never post your gay shit in his chat or he'll de-wrench me. By the way, Matt, just so you know.
Did you see my reply?
No, what was it? Hold on. Johnny Appleseed. Yeah, you didn't watch that last episode of Mad's live stream? Maybe I would give a shit if I had a oh my god. All right. That was good. So what do you you're looking forward to this? You're liking the season, I'm getting.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good. This is the best we've gotten in a long time from any Game of Thrones show on it.
The pacing of it is so well.
Yeah.
It's so well done. I there's never a moment where I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
guess
like
that's
here we go, a lot
great.
of talking.
I mean, it is a novella, so it's only like 100
Right.
pages, maybe a little bit more, but
As much as I loved Game of Thrones, the first
Mhm.
however many seasons before it went, bleh, there was always just like not a drag, you know what I mean? But there was some lulls to it.
Mhm.
And what's great about this show, though, even in this episode, there was no action at all.
Right.
But
Mhm.
you never could look away from the screen. It has you the entire time. It's intense. It's phenomenal. It's the way it should be done. And I don't know who this dude is that plays Duncan. I've never seen him in anything, but he acts his ass off, bro.
Mhm.
Mhm.
He's a rugby player. He
Yeah.
is not a classically trained actor. Can you?
No.
Really?
I think he's been in
Yeah.
one thing, Grant said.
Yeah. He went to
I-
drama school in Dublin. He's from Galway. So yeah, he's a rugby guy.
all I know
would
is
I'd be terrified of him on a pitch. Like if I was playing rugby,
big dude.
I would run away.
But I gotta say, the tear when he's talking to Steely Pate and the armorer,
Yeah.
like I felt that. Like
Why
I
can't
was
we
like,
knight
oh,
that motherfucker. He looks like a Viking.
yeah, he does. He looks like all awkward though. I don't know. I don't know if he can get up on a horse.
Just give him an axe. Let him Lord of the Rings, the fucking axe guy.
Oh yeah, Tyrion. That's good.
Oh,
But yeah,
gosh.
Tuesday night, guys, we are going to come back and talk about the season so far and what we are hoping for in this next episode. So it will be spoilery towards the end of the stream. I hope you guys come. Mad will have a stream after that too. Do you have anything tonight or tomorrow?
I'm on with
right?
Zach's here in about 45.
On with Zach's. Zach's is great. We'll hopefully find Zach's link and we'll share that because Zach's is.
I'll get on
He's
that.
he's doing fine.
Yeah, he is. He supports the channel though, and I want to help him out with my 24 viewers. Thank you guys for watching, all 24 of you. It's probably not that. It's probably less, but I still respect you.
Yeah,
and
each and every one is important.
I really do.
Unless that
Yeah.
Mr. H guy's watching, fuck him.
Oh, that's Culture's point. Perspective of Dunk and Egg. Yeah, that will be it.
I love it. Well, shout out though to the cute little moment when you just see Egg with the axe, like pretending like he's fighting. Wasn't that so cute?
He's
like,
adorable.
"Wah."
Egg is amazing. The kid, Grant said it before, like most young actors kind of get annoying. Like this kid, I believe he's there. Like that's one thing you could say about this. It doesn't take you out. You are there with them. This is medieval or whatever fantasy. I don't care, but you're there. And the kid doesn't take you out of it.
No, not at all.
Just the shits and poops do sometimes. But
yeah,
that's the only thing. And I hope they change that for next season because
I agree.
The showrunner, he believes in this. And, he did a week summit up with George and the writers. Like this guy wants to get this right. And I can't wait. But yeah, so Matt will be on with Zach's later. What about you, Teresa? Anything coming up?
Why, yes. I have Wuthering Heights, the new movies coming out, which is, of course, going to be horrendous. But I'm going to be going through Wuthering Heights on my channel, as well as more Harry Potter and more musings. Steve and I are going to be discussing A Fistful of Dollars probably next
Ooh.
week. That's what for our Cowboy Campfire every month. We do a cowboy movie, as well as, different shorts. I was able to make a short out of how I felt
I liked
about
it.
this. And I made that like a month ago, and I had no idea that I was going to get this kind of a payoff. Isn't it? I mean, holy crap! Well, thank you.
Oh,
so
really?
much,
You made
guys.
that a month ago? Because it's
What-
perfect.
What
Yeah.
Western are you doing next?
I'm going to share her short because it was
Oh.
good.
I'm sorry. What stream am I doing next?
Oh, no, I thought you said you were doing a Western movie.
Oh, yes. A Fistful of Dollars. Yes, every month
Okay.
we do a Western movie, and so we're Fistful of Dollars is for this month, and so we're going to talk about that. And then next month, Steve gets to choose the Western we're choosing. I chose Fistful because I've never seen it.
Just gonna throw it out there. One of my favorites of all time is the 1960s Magnificent Seven. It holds
yeah.
up to this day. Is phenomenal. It's
Oh,
better
really?
than the remake, and I enjoyed the remake a lot.
It's way better than
But
the
it's
remake.
way better.
Well,
put that
you
out
know
there.
what? You know what? Maybe I'll choose that one for my next pick because I've not
It's
seen
good.
that. I've not seen so many westerns. I've only
so
seen a
good.
few, and I love them. Okay, I'll definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's really good. One of the best Eastwood spaghetti western. That and Pale
What?
Rider. Oh, I'm sorry, not Eastwood. Who's the main guy?
Yul
in that?
Brenner.
Yul Brenner. I'm sorry. Yes,
Oh yeah, I love
But-
Bill Brenner.
Oh,
another great one
phenomenal in it.
is Pale Rider. I love Pale Rider. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly and Pale Rider. They're great
Mm.
too. But yeah, this is Teresa's link to her. I'm sorry, that's the sub. No, this is the link to Baylor Love. I call it. Check it
Baylor
out.
Love. It was Baylor's Love. Yes. Yeah.
All right, and Tina, anything you want to throw out there? You're gonna be with
We might be streaming tomorrow night with Vinny Art continuing Dexter season 8. But if not, I do know that they are planning on watching a movie. So we're all waiting to get together so we can finish Dexter. It's
Mhm.
been a phenomenal time we've had watching a series that I just love
So
so
good.
much to go, and
You know,
and reliving it again. It's been great.
what he should do next is what's the one with the meth dealer teacher?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, he should do
Yeah,
Breaking Bad. My brain's not working tonight, man, like usual. And
What I think we're going to do is we're going to do just the highlights of the season that was just on for right after Dexter, not right after, but the first revival of Dexter that sucked rocks. Just so we can be prepared to then watch the new series Resurrection. So.
yeah, I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, I like Resurrection.
Brahma Bull, what's up, dude? He says, I actually get upset when each episode ends. Yeah, the pacing, like you said, I thought they rushed the beginning a little, but they're not like, I wish the episodes were like 45 minutes at least. Like these half-hour ones are kind of killing me. I don't know. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can, let's see what the runtime for the next one is.
This one was 37, but credits.
Yeah, like it was probably.
They've both been really close to 30 minutes.
Let's just see, because they have
It says 37 minutes again for.
Again? You would think in the name of the mother is the next episode. You would think it would be longer.
And it's only 31 minutes for the final episode. That better not be with credits.
Oh man. Yeah, that's like, I'm glad that's my biggest complaint is that it's not long enough. I haven't said that in a long time. So,
Yeah.
and don't turn that into anything. Don't clip that.
Oh, I just got that.
Yeah. Hey guys, after this is over, can you please come back and comment? Some of you guys are religious about it and help me out every week. So I thank you because that's like one of the big things after a stream for the algorithm. So if you can come back and just comment anything, I don't care what you comment, I'll reply. And I hope you all have a good night because we're going to end this thing with, what should we end it with? How about them Patriots, man? Let's see.
Don't start with me.
Hey, you know, I'm a Patriot fan. What are you going to do? We'll end it with, should we end it with me and you? I think we should.
Yes, as always.
Yeah. As always, where can you find the best content for A Song of Ice and Fire? Where's the best place for content on the world of Ice and Fire?
Right over there. See where I am pointing with my dagger? I just found
Sporking News Podcast with me, Sporking. Make sure you like and subscribe.